Happy
Gonna be real
Pride!
honest,
What's up, TPK?
Wait, was that the
Hey.
cold open?
I didn't get it in time to get what Bright did, but he may indulge us again. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm relieved or upset.
We got the happy prides in there. Hey everybody, welcome back to Queen's Gambit. This is a D&D 5th edition doing it live campaign based mostly on Tyranny of Dragons, but also a whole bunch of homebrew stuff. You may notice our overlay has changed a little bit. Please welcome our new player, Bright Dystopia, to the table. I will let you introduce yourself in a second, as we do with everybody. I'm Dead Magic Juice. I'm your cat wrangler and host for the evening, and we're going to go around and introduce ourselves real quick. Heck.
Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, as per usual tonight I'm playing Aster, the Circle of Wildfire Druid, who is also Shifter. Moving on over to Bright.
Hi everybody, my name's Bright. You can find me in all forms of social media under Bright Dystopia. I'm playing something tonight, and you'll find out later.
It's me now, right?
Uh-huh.
Hiya. Well, I'm not used to Bright going before me. I'm so confused. Hiya, it's me, Hyacinth, and I am playing Icarus, our elven twin. And there's another thing that you'll probably learn this session. Woo!
Such mystery.
I'm the other twin. I'm Juno, the Elven. There we go. Words are hard today. Cleric.
Elvish is a language, I think.
It is.
And I'll pass it over to Chrissy.
Hello, I'm Chrissy Kritz. I will be playing Ulta Cragmal. Back to you, Magic.
All right. Magic. I already said that. All right. So as a brief recap of what happened last time for our friends, we came in with an attack of marrow and giant octopi on our boat, the Frost Skimmer, to find out this is actually pretty typical as protection of the territory for these areas of the Sea of Moving Ice that we have been going into on our search for this Macath the Crimson, a tiefling sorceress who has gone missing and is now our first sort of assignment to find her, as far as finding allies for the upcoming conflict against the Cult of the Dragon. A couple days later, after a bit of downtime, we are attacked mid-sea by a dragon that fits the description we've been giving, that looks as if it was made of ice itself, being ridden by one tiefling sorceress who was not named, but, you know, context clues are awesome. It was a pretty intense mid-sea battle. A couple key things happened, including but not limited to our two current dragon soul stone wielding folks revealing themselves in that way, and some warnings going back from the dragon and Macath, basically saying, leave us alone. And that's pretty much where we ended. Is there anything that you guys want to fill in?
It was kind of confusing. It was like don't follow me. But then we were like, but we need your help. And we were told you'd help us. And she was like, but I'm angry. And then I was like, so do we attack her or do we talk to her? And then she almost killed us, but then didn't.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know if I'm saying this for other people or for me anymore, but she almost one-shot me, so.
Yeah, I took a lot of damage. The only thing I'll add is I have it in my notes from last session that you apparently owe us a description based on passive insight, and I don't know what that means.
That means I know exactly what that means, and I think you'll get it after I give it to you. So, if there's nothing else to add, let's get the mood set here. Yep, it's going. Okay. What is? Oh, I do have all of your passive insights. Okay. Juno.
Passive insight, you say?
Yeah, Juno, you're whopping 23, right?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
And Ulta, are you still at a 16?
Yes.
Okay. Juno, you're gonna feel this pretty strongly. Ulta, you're kind of right on the fringe of getting this feeling, but you'd at least be able to concur with Juno's much stronger feeling. Just as Hyacinth over the table was saying, that there's a lot of confusion about that whole encounter. You know, if this dragon were like full-on evil, fuck you, like, obviously it could have easily disposed with all of you if it wanted to. The fact that both it and Macath gave you verbal warnings and decided not to just flat out kill you should tell you something about their nature, and I'll use the, you know, sometimes controversial system, but I think it's just, since we know it, I'll use it. More on the neutral side of things than chaos or law, as well as good or evil. Like in the decision making of them in that situation, there could have been a lot stronger response in either direction to you guys, and there must be a reason for that.
Damn these true neutral beings. That'll kind of relay that vibe to the party, at least. Especially if, like, I sense that Ulta was picking up on it too.
So just for the setting, we are at the point now where Captain Larissa is still going forward, and he's had to sort of weave around these what looked like ice at first, like spikes of ice that formed with the dragon breath attacks that were aimed at you guys, and he had to weave around, you know, in the moment. But as you're passing by them, along with the information that you just gleaned with that passive insight, your passive perceptions, all of you, would have you immediately recognizing this is not ice. They are crystals. And now the floor is yours for doing / discussing what you would like.
You know, I do like the aesthetic though. She's kind of, I like her vibe.
Is there a way
When we
to...
to where?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Chrissy, you were mildly delayed. You go first, because I think you were talking for me.
I was just gonna ask if the intention then is to continue trying to find them when we get to solid land.
I think that it was heavily implied that we need her, so we should. I don't know the best way to do it, but I think we should.
I would agree with that. Or if they're not on solid land, figure out where they are. Are any of these crystals in the water feel magical, or is it just, you know, pretty rocks?
Magical in what kind of sense?
Like, do they feel like they have some kind of, like, either arcane or celestial energy about them? Such as, like, an energy conduit or something like that.
Okay. Make an Arcana check, please.
Here we go. This is the first roll. I will do my best.
Friendly reminder to those of you viewing us live, there are several ways you can influence the game. You can use channel points and other methods to give the players, or me, advantages or boons or disadvantages or inconveniences, we'll say. if we want to have a little extra fun and interaction with chat. So 19.
It's the second best score I could get. I feel like you should tell me everything about these rocks.
So you are passing by them at like a normal-ish pace. You're not like screaming by as you were on the actual trek this direction. But you're getting like a very faint magical vibe from them, in the same sort of sense that like an active breath attack from a dragon would feel, but it's fading. Which would make sense, because it's no longer a part of the dragon itself. So it's basically becoming less magical over a very short period of time and just turning into straight up crystals.
Could I attempt to snag one out of the water? Something that's like roughly something that could be caught if it was like the claw game, but instead of the claw, it's a bear trap. Because that's the only claw thing I have.
The claw.
I like the creativity with this. Yes, please make a dexterity check. See if you can time it right with hanging the thing over the edge and clicking it right on the right spot for a crystal.
I feel like that's more survival.
You know what? That's
Mostly
a good
because
point.
my whole clan would get advantage on survival because this is my terrain of choice.
Well,
Also,
survival makes sense because it's kind of like fishing.
would you be willing to help me?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you just tie me to a rope, I'll go get one.
I've already attached the bear trap to a rope. So
Attach the bear trap to me then.
I will.
Do you want to get clamped by the bear trap? But if I can get assistance from Ulta.
Yeah, Ulta will point at some various crystals and or icebergs and various things in the water and just be like, no, over to your left. No, more to your left.
Oh,
And
God.
then kind of like a claw game that you would find at your local Denny's.
Hell yeah. Breakfast at midnight.
Moon's over my hammy bit.
At 24.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you're able to grab a nice chunk. We'll say it's about 4 feet long. About 8 inches or so in girth. Yeah, I see you giggling. And full chunk of crystal.
You can't say words like that and not expect a childish human like
That
me
is
to not laugh.
quite the Chrissy
Expected
crystal.
nothing less than giggles.
I will say in game.
Success.
So does anyone know anything about crystals?
I think they cure sicknesses.
Well, at least we have one until we can transport it back.
You know, I'm not I'm not the thinkiest cookie in our book, but this is the second crystal dragon we've encountered, or like different type of crystal, I think. But so maybe that will help us somehow. The last one was purple.
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Yeah, no, amethyst is just purple crystal to Icarus. It was purple crystal, and they each seem like they're different types, just like the normal dragons so far. But that's all I put together so far.
As you guys are discussing, you will notice the boat slowing, and eventually, over one side, you will see that you're approaching the edge of what at first looks like a complete, like you're back at the continent, but it is in fact a rather large island-like sheet of ice. And there's a
crystal?
small group. No, this
Or
is
is it
actually ice.
Oh, okay.
And there is a small group of 5 humanoid folks sort of at the shoreline holding spears toward you.
Ahoy
Silent.
there! That's how boat people talk, right?
Why you here?
We come in search of a great, wise sage. We need her help. We've heard that she roams these lands.
You're not exactly lying, so persuasion check.
I'm just trying to make it sound like more like great mission folky. Persuasion. Where is that?
Going to the top of the mountain, past the meaning of life.
Why is it only +4? That sounds wrong. It used to be like plus. I know why. Yeah, it's an 11. It's only +4 now.
Oof.
I was like, why did my persuasion get worse? Now I know.
No sage, but bone carver. You seek
Oh.
bone carver?
Is it a she? And she has horns, and she's a sorceress?
No horns. You talk devils.
Wait, she did have horns though, right? The woman
Yes,
we're looking for
this
is
is
a tiefling?
not the same person.
Okay. Oh, maybe that's not the same person, but we could still talk to him, yeah?
Okay. As they're shifting around and clearly very uncomfortable with you guys just showing up here, and the captain is just starting to come toward the edge of the ship to sort of insert themselves into the conversations as well, you will see a not humanoid looking figure sort of shift in the back. And Bright, would you like
it a
to
frog?
introduce your character, please?
Sure. Before you stands a very small lavender-skinned frog with like an off-white belly and underjaw, bright red eyes with two black slits that kind of run and widen out and thin out as it stares at you from across the room. In its hands, it's got a short javelin with a stone kind of makeshift spear at the end. Attached at them are several little balls with what look like tiny tadpoles swimming around inside of them, clustered near the base of the spear. He's wearing kind of like a shoulder shawl of leaves, and his eyes kind of blink in succession, once sideways and once up and down. And his throat kind of distends every once in a while, inflating and then deflating and making him look very thin to very large. But he's quietly sitting in the corner, just kind of eyeballing.
Sister, are those babies in his weapon? The tadpoles on the spear, right?
Yeah, they're in little tiny, like, fleshy orbs clustered at the base of the spear at the end of his javelin.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know if they have been fertilized, so therefore I cannot say if they are babies or not. Usually I count them as babies once they're actually like a part of the collective.
Does Aster hear any of this with her very high passive perception?
I'm assuming you are all together, like on the deck, and part of this conversation, unless any of you says otherwise.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
I'd be
mean-
saying it loud enough, definitely, for Aster to hear.
Tadpoles, I say technically, yes. I mean, they're hatched out of eggs. Frog eggs look really strange. I don't know if you've ever seen. Yes, we have. We have seen them. In the cave under
Do
the,
grung have tadpoles
the stronghold.
just like frogs? Or do grungs have babies?
That I don't know.
Is he carrying frogs or babies?
Mm.
I mean, we could just ask.
That feels
And
insensitive.
Alta's going to take a few steps forward and
That feels debatably more insensitive than talking about it.
so Alta's going to take a couple of steps forward. I guess, right? Do you know what our characters look like, or do you want us to describe them so you can respond accordingly?
Yeah, there's 3 tall ones and a short one, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know what you guys look like at all. I've not been told. All I know is that there are different flavors of elf and a small elf.
So why don't we go in overlay order then, and just like we're introducing ourselves, and describe how you look, keeping in mind that at the moment you do have your extra warmies on because of the extreme cold up here. So, Aster, what do you look like?
Yeah. Also, hi, Homebrew Cafe. Thanks for the raid. You're jumping in just for us to describe what our characters look like. So
Perfect.
welcome in. So Aster is a pretty average height, like probably like 5'6" or so. Shifter woman with pretty young looking face. She's about like 20-ish at this point in the campaign. With a long light brown hair. These almost amber looking eyes, with a braid or two just kind of inside the locks of her hair. And at this point she'd be wearing her furs. Underneath you can probably see the deer leather armor she does have under that, though. It's kind of peeking out in various spots under sleeves and everything. And with her she carries a pretty ornate staff, a staff of fire. And sitting atop it is a little very I guess the best way to describe Seymour is a little
Groot.
baby Groot. Yeah, exactly. He has legs at this point. He can walk around. So he's just a little Groot baby, just kind of just sitting on top of the staff. He just looks at you curiously.
Okay, Icarus.
Yeah, so I am like a average height elf, and I've got like nicely bronze tan skin and like very light whitish blonde, like a golden platinum. Those contrast, but it's like in the between the highlights and lowlights of like a head of like thick curls, and you can see like he's got furs on, but under you can see peekings of like this like light misty blue and like some like pink like chiffon cloth, and just just a very springy colors underneath this like starch like white and gray like sweater. And in his hand and on his back, well, in his hand you see this large curved bow made of like pure gold that almost looks as if it has too many strings, as if it's a musical instrument as well. And yeah, I think that's it. And there's an odd similarity to the next person, even though they are like different colors and different, they look oddly similar.
Hello, I am the next person. I currently look like a mound of blankets with arms, peeking out from underneath a lovely beach hat, just in case the sun comes out. Peeking out are dark black eyes, beautiful pale skin. It's fine to be pasty, everyone. Just ask Magic. So just nice and pale. Very long, elvish ears, to the point where like they look unnaturally long. And she doesn't really emote much. It's more like a deadpan, creepy stare that you receive from her.
Yeah, and walking towards you is about 3 feet tall, very small kobold, in furs and warm clothing, a holster on her hip that has a teacup and a saucer kind of clipped in and attached to her side. She also has a small cohort of critters that are following her to a degree of closeness that would make most people uncomfortable. And right now they are probably very small possums. So like baby possum ish. And she's gonna walk up and put out a hand to shake a hand and say, Ulta Kragmaw.
So quick clarification. At the moment, you are still on the deck of the ship, which...
Oh, I thought we got off and we're talking to the people.
It's my understanding that you've been talking just from the ship, and the shoreline, that level that these people are at is about 10 feet below you. So just as a quick clarification with that, and you definitely say that sounds good. The folks with this frog person, upon seeing you, Ulta, come up, given the angle, they weren't really able to see everybody until you walked up and started talking. Upon seeing you, at least the other 5 are going to be sort of taken aback for a moment and then get back into like an even more aggressive stance. Bright, would your character have any sort of reaction to any of these people? Slash what she said. Sorry.
Not particularly, no. His eyes are like his eyes are so open that there's almost no eyelid on his face, and there's just like a complete red orb again with these fat cat irises, and he's just kind of like looking at you out of one of them, and his head kind of tilted, and then occasionally like twitching.
Ulta will hold her hands up and go, "Hey, yeah, I get that a lot. I know I get that a lot." And she'll kind of focus a little bit, and the swarm will change into something a little bit more fluffier, small kittens or something. Something that's not hissing and aggressive.
Angry dragon live here. You not with angry dragon?
Oh no, they just tried to kill us.
Yeah, the angry dragon just literally tried to sink our boat.
It looks at like basically the frostburn or whatever Icarus probably still has. I don't even think we healed up. Like we're
No. Yeah.
Why would I heal you guys?
Aster's also like looking really bad. Like they've definitely given us their sort of welcome too.
Make a persuasion check. You can do this collectively, so
Sure.
whoever has the best what am I trying to say? Whoever has the best modifier, please roll a persuasion check at advantage.
I have a +4 in
Not that.
persuasion.
I have a +4 as well.
Go for it, Hyacinth.
Wow.
One more
We're
advantage.
doing great.
Yep.
Come on.
Di-
Okay, that's much better.
17. Yeah. I was like, why am I rolling so bad at my number one thing right now?
I completely lost a note. Hold, please. There it is. Okay, so they will collectively sort of take a few seconds and like look at each other. And you're getting the vibe that this might not be well, I won't speak for Bright's character, but the other 5 collectively don't really look like the brightest bunch. And it would be clear from their attire and things that they're carrying with them that they are likely just on a sort of hunting excursion, including but not limited to a couple baskets of fish, actually, kind of flopping around with the lid sort of jiggling. They will back down and say, "Person you look for, not with us. Is she with Dragon?"
I don't know how the with works, but maybe.
We take you to Barking Seal. Come.
Okay.
And by this time, Captain Larista has gotten there clearly, and been there for the conversation, but didn't interject at all, and is just kind of very nonchalant at the moment.
We're going to a seal?
I really don't know.
Could be a name of somebody.
Or a place.
Aster, you would likely be fairly familiar with naming conventions like this for people who are not animals, but who are in the more in a more nomadic lifestyle, just out in nature. So they have a combination of names and titles sometimes, just based on their environment and the animals around them.
Okay, probably the name of a person.
Captain Larista chimes in. I'm not very comfortable leaving my ship. If it's all the same with you, I'll stay here. Check to see if I need to repair anything or get anything back in order. Unless you're going to be gone for more than a couple days, I should be fine.
Okay.
And I'll stay right here.
Who knows? We might die to a dragon and never come back, so we'll see.
Well, if we die, I mean, we could let you know in any other case, at least.
Wait, I forget. Is the captain attractive? No, he's got the scars. But he gets... I don't
Is he
remember.
unattractive because of scars?
Isn't his whole face burnt off or something?
Let's see. I don't know.
Also,
if
it doesn't
there's-
make someone unattractive.
I know, but
backpedal.
this is me
I'm
versus
pretty
Icarus.
sure anyone that creates a D&D character throws a face scar on just to be more sexy.
I think
Mhm.
Icarus is a little superficial.
So
fair.
the module does not have a handout of Captain Larista, but I did find a picture of him, looking stuff up once that exists within official D&D content somewhere. By conventional standards, I would say actually he is rather attractive, full head of hair and flowy hair and stuff, and he's got bright blue eyes.
He's got
About
hair.
6 foot tall, and obviously he's fairly well built. And it's just that half of his face, literally to the point of his mouth can't open completely, and his one eye is sort of scarred over, and all of the skin on that side of his face is scarred as if it was burned, but slightly different.
Okay, so there was scarring. I did remember that.
Yes.
I just didn't
Literally
word
half
it
his face.
very well.
Mhm. So what's the play?
I think you should come with us.
No,
Fully just
no.
changed opinions.
Yeah, you just stay here. Juno can send a message if things go south. It'll be 25
Finger
words or
guns.
less, and you can respond.
I
I'm
hope you
familiar.
don't mind profanity.
I'm familiar with such means of communication. That'll be fine. And you'll see him sort of flicker his hand a certain way as if he's like turning a knob midair. And out of his pack that's sitting around his waist, almost like a large tool belt of sorts, you'll see this disembodied hand just kind of pop out and float over to the front of the ship. I don't know my nautical terms, sorry. The front of the ship, and then start like poking and grabbing at things as if it's like checking integrity to some degree, and he's gonna turn and walk off that direction, and clearly start sort of tinkering with some of the damaged areas of the ship.
Is there a way to get down, or do we just have to like climb, or we jump and there's like a ladder or something?
The ship is like right up against the icy shelf line, so that's up to you. There isn't a ladder readily available.
Can
Okay.
we rope then?
I'll jump.
I will tie a rope and carefully descend.
Ulta will go on Juno's shoulders. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll give you a ride, but I am jumping.
Careful, don't disrupt the ecosystem of blankets that I have currently wrapping my body.
No, Ulta will also just attempt to carefully belay herself down the side of the ship.
Okay. No rolls necessary. It doesn't really require that much effort, given it's a 10-foot traverse. And after all of you are down, these guys will simply start walking. And this whole thing is very theater of their mind. We don't really have maps for this section of things. So if you want any clarification on what things look like or what's around you or anything along those lines, just let me know. But you are off, and clearly after at least a couple of minutes, it looks like this is going to be a trek for a while. So, is there anything that you would like to be doing or talking about or figuring out or observing, anything else, while you're walking?
I mean, Ulta, these are fairly, describe them again. Who am I? Because I'm seeing Bright's character in my mind, but the rest of them,
I said they were humanoid and then didn't go any further than that.
Okay.
So it's actually a mix of human and orc, and variations of both. They're all average height, but despite their insulated clothing and outerwear, you can tell that they're all of pretty built stature, very used to physical labor kind of looking people.
They do survive in this tundra, so.
Yeah, Ulta would just be trying to survive in the cold. But, munching on various numbers of dried bugs in the meantime.
I think Aster might actually try to just strike up a little conversation with the folk that we're walking with. Do you all have names too? I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Aster.
If I'm hearing that, legitimately, Ulta is interested. There is a level of Ulta that is going to very slowly or uncomfortably and awkwardly be watching the grung make sounds but not say words. So you have an kobold surrounded by soft, fuzzy kittens staring at you. So I'm just warning you.
After like an awkward long pause, since none of the other NPCs seem to be interested in responding to you, he'll like look at you with one eye that'll widen out until it's like a perfect circle, and he'll say spunk.
Well, nice to meet you, Spunk.
I'm sorry, what was
Throat
that?
just distends and then recoils, making a large kind of like internal burping sound.
Can you
Honestly,
spell
like, this
your
doesn't-
name for me?
What's that?
Yeah, like this
Can
does
you
not
spell
pervert
your
Master
name
at
for
all.
me? Because I'm hearing spum, and
Spunk.
I'm spunk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect, even better. Yes, thank you.
S-P-U-N-K.
And I'm sorry, did you ask everybody's name?
Just the folks, like whoever wants to answer out of the group.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they don't have to.
They do not. They'll like sort of look at you and acknowledge that you've asked the question, and at least one of them will say, "No trust for name yet."
Ooh, perhaps they have encountered Fae.
We do tend to steal names.
I've never stolen one.
I haven't either, but it sounded like an interesting threat to just throw out there.
Yeah.
We do have Fey blood in us. I mean,
How do you steal a name? How do we go about doing that? Who do
We
I
should
need to
probably-
talk to? Because I
we
think
should
that would
probably
be
do some
fun.
research. I mean, this is our ancestry. We should know this.
We should. 200 years in academia, and we're still dumb as hell. Mother would be so proud.
So the walk ends up. Sorry, thought I heard something dangerous. The walk ends up being actually an hour. So, last call. Just don't want to take away the opportunity if there's anything else you'd want to be doing or discussing along the way.
I'm going to walk up to my sister and I'm going to say, why is everyone so attractive here? Is it just like the survive on your own in the woods kind of thing? Like, why? Because you would describe them as like athletically built to survive in the wilderness. And then Icarus is going to be like a little ADHD teenager, like, wow, whoa.
I mean, they do have to fend for themselves, which can be an attractive quality.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
Bunk is content to say nothing else for the rest of this journey back. Unless
Okay.
someone...
I would like to, like, casually be, like, watching Spunk. And by casually watching, I mean it's definitely like a creepy stare that you get on occasion. But, like, anytime you croak or something like that, just eyes.
Yeah. As you do that, you'll notice that like his eyes kind of move back and forth, like he's scanning constantly. It's very like jittery, almost like too much coffee, kind of like eye shift. And as you're watching him, every once in a while, like the eye that you can see from that side of him, like makes direct eye contact with you for like a second and then immediately moves away.
Excellent. I enjoy a fellow spooky bitch. I don't say that out loud. That's just me, corn dog.
Yeah, Ulta is definitely just intensely staring, and would probably sign with no words, hold out a very tiny small hand, and inside of that hand would be a whole bunch of various dried bugs.
As eyes are kind of like moving all over, they like freeze on your hand for like a long time. But he's continuing to walk. But it's like when you're at a restaurant, you see somebody else be served something that you ordered and you're like, ooh,
Is that me?
I'm gonna eat that later. And he'll apprehensively, like after a long stare at your hand, he'll like look at you and back down, you back down, and it's just kind of like a before he like gingerly reaches over and snatches it out of your hands, and from your hand immediately to his mouth, and his hand is back on his little javelin before anyone sees the movement, and then he's chewing now, and there's just like a very nasally kind of breath.
Ulta is going to feel she's going to feel very comfortable. Finally, someone else will share her granola. To be fair, I think everybody at the table has taken it to be polite at some point.
It's true. I put it in my tea.
Like I'm definitely, Esther definitely has. I don't even know if to necessarily be polite. It's just like, oh, okay. I've been offered food.
He gulps after chewing it for a while, and then it's at this point you can tell that like the off-white skin on his throat and belly is actually translucent, and you watch like the mess of chewed like flies like travel in a lump down all the way into his stomach where it disappears.
This is brilliant, all of it.
Yep. Here for it.
Fascinating.
I'm just gonna make sure my little dragon's comfortable in the weather, because we're out in the cold instead of inside in the cold now.
Are you trying to be discreet about this?
No. Oh, maybe I should. Yes, I will go with yes.
Okay. It's not difficult to do. I think it's really just more flavor that you're sort of like peeking in. Your little friend is comfortably nuzzled up deep within your pack with the extra blankets that you gave him. Him? Her? I forget.
I think it's a her. I don't know if we decided that.
Okay. Your choice. It, for now, looks like it's for the most part fine.
Perfect.
Okay. So after about an hour, you will all see on the horizon again, field of view not very far because you're within this sort of weird ice maelstrom thing going on. So between heavy fog and low clouds, you can't see much farther than about 300 feet or so. But once you break a certain point, you're going to see the beginnings of a modest village ahead, mostly comprised of tents and two buildings that are more like huts, made mostly of ice and couple of chunks of wood than anything else. But aside from that, it's like mostly tents and like holes with pieces of fabric sort of draped over them in very makeshift ways, with several people, again, mix of human and orc for the most part, sort of walking around. It's toward the end of the day now, so you also see a few people sort of in the middle of, in between the two hut-like buildings, with a large table spread with a healthy amount of fish. And you can see that a bunch of people are sort of going to and from it to take fish, and some of them even like start eating before they even get back to their own dwellings. Any sort of reactions?
Not for me.
Okay. Looking at the time real quick, I know we had a delayed start, but I think this is a good opportunity for us to take a brief break. Restroom refill, all that jazz. We will be right back. All right, we're back. We are now with our new party member and a few fishermen hunting folks, heading into this village that they've led us to in order to figure out what's going on. They said they were taking us to Barking Seal. That's the name. I have a hard enough time with names. It gets even worse when they're not names. So you're entering a space with all these sort of tent-like structures and just a couple of more hut-like buildings, mostly made of ice. People are sort of gathering and leaving from this big outdoor table of fish. Clearly, it is dinner time, and all of Spunk's party members are going to join that. Spunk, would you be doing the same, or would you be doing any different?
No, of course. I would follow suit with with what my current party does, because no agreements have been made yet.
Okay. And the rest of you, are you doing anything or simply watching?
Yeah, I'm just really trying to take everything in. Like, if there are people around, like, what are they doing? How are they living? That kind of thing. Just taking in, like, just the general vibe of everything. Or, are we getting a lot of strange looks? Or
as you get closer, yes. And actually, everybody except Bright, please remove your headphones for a moment.
Rude.
Like to do this once in a while. So Spunk, in this kind of scenario, you would know that at least at first, if not, even beyond what's coming, you would know that whoever these folks are, even though you and your party may trust them for now, your leaders would not. These people would be aggressively unwelcome. Not to the point that they'd be attacked, but that Barking Seal and Bone Carver are going to be all up in their business and try to get them to leave, and that'll be about the nicest treatment they get, unless their ritual combat, which you have witnessed before, proves them worthy of sticking around.
Okay.
So, entering this scenario, you know that if they go for food, they're probably going to be in bad water. It's not their food.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Knowing that, I think Spunk would maintain a really firm grip on his javelin, because even though he's seen Ulta offer him something that he would be accustomed to eating, taking food from we have street vendors here. Taking food from a stranger on the curbside is not abnormal. It doesn't instill trust. So until his current tribe trusts him, there's a bit of there's a bit of tenuous trust between him and them right now. He's eager, curious, but he definitely doesn't trust yet.
Okay. So yeah, and this whole food in the table out in the middle of everything sort of thing is a pretty regular, pretty much daily, at least for dinner time, tribal gathering sort of thing. Not gathering, but communal food is the gist of it.
Is it feasted? Is it a big display, or is it just a standard assortment?
Big pile of whatever fish was caught that day and or saved from the previous day or days. Much of it is cured, but that's about as far as anybody goes as far as trying to make things tasty, is some curing. Otherwise,
that's fine.
Yeah.
He's a garbage person.
Okay. All right, guys. We all back?
Think so.
All right. So the party of hunter fishermen, including Spunk, are going for this communal table of food. You're all sort of taking in your surroundings and everything. And yes, at this point, to answer your question, Heck, you are starting to get some looks. And they vary. It's easy enough for all of you to see at least some of them. You can tell that some of these people are trying to be like discreet and just like side eye and to get a glimpse and then continue going about their business. A few people clearly get a little like physically uncomfortable. Like they start walking like where they're supposed to go, or where they're trying to go is like through where you guys are, and they clearly end up taking a sort of long way. Some people like catch one glimpse of you and then just like very much you can tell they're on purpose not trying to look at you guys again. And then others are like, they look at you and then sort of like double take and wide eye, but nobody approaches or addresses you directly.
There's not a lot of plant life up here, right?
As far as you can tell, there is 0.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Uncle jab anybody forward if they straggle behind like the troop. He'll just give you like a little quick poke with the end of his javelin to get you moving forward.
Why do you think they like took us here and then just left us without taking us to? They said they were taking us to. Like,
Oh,
are we supposed
they
to
haven't
find them
left
out?
you. They just went to get food, and now they're on their way back to you. I'm not
Oh,
sure how
okay.
far away you would have stopped, or if you would have like gone all the way to the table with them. What's your approach?
I probably wouldn't have gone all the way to the table with them just because I would question it. So I would have like stopped like when they left to get food, you know.
I would
Okay.
also be trying to be respectful of the situation.
I was like, I'm not just gonna take your food, you know, unless it's like clearly offered.
Okay. After at about the point that the other 6, including Spunk, sort of get their handfuls of fish and turn around to come back to you, you'll hear this deep, guttural, aggressive voice just spewing in a language that none of you can understand. Oh, tuba, ooh, shoo!
Shoot.
And it's kind of, you can tell that it's off to your left, at the entrance of the more hut-like structure that is just behind this table. And at that utterance, all 5 of Spunk's original compatriots, like freeze. Spunk, do you know how you would respond to this? You know who this is, and you understand this language. You understand that your group is being chastised.
Oh, God.
Spunk would put his food down and pick up a spear and kind of like, not stand, because he's got those bendy legs, but he'll squat at attention.
Go clapo sho, tino sing. Spunk, you understand that he is angrily asking the group, why do you bring outsiders here?
I'm gonna give the person yelling just a friendly smile and a wave. Just like, hi.
You can see that this is a larger orcish man, decorated fairly heavily with scars across his face, but more like the cut and slash type, not the burn type. He's got a spear in hand as well, heavily decorated with you can tell this is very out of place here, heavily decorated with feathers and furs. It's clear that this is a sort of like symbol as much as it is a weapon. The other 5 respond in this very same language, and Spunk, you can understand that they're explaining that you are looking for someone that you know, or that they know is not here, that they know they have never seen. But how could you be looking for someone that's not here if this village is the only people who are here? Did that? Sorry.
What?
Do I need to rephrase that?
I think I got it.
Yes, please. I just got lost in like step 2.
You lost me.
Okay.
You lost me.
Oh God! Flip back through the pages of MapQuest. Get us back. Get us back.
Sorry. I'll try to re-say that. The 5 that were with Spunk, like the 10 of you now are all together, because they were coming back to you after they grabbed their food. They're explaining to this guy that they brought you here because they're confused. They explain that you came here looking for someone that they know is not here.
So
But
when you
how-
say you, do you mean me?
By
Or do
you,
you
I
mean
mean
them?
these 4, the other 4 right here.
Okay. They came looking for someone that they know is not here.
No,
Oh,
that.
sorry, I'm getting flipped around. Jesus.
So
Here, you know
the
what? I'm
group.
gonna make this real easy for you. Party came looking for someone that tribe knows is not here.
Yes, there it is.
Okay.
And Tribe is confused why Party is here looking for someone who we know is not here. So they wanted to bring Party to Chieftain.
Great. I explain it just as confusingly as you did to the chieftain, saying they are looking for someone who is here. We know that they're not here, but they don't know that we know that they're not here. And therefore they need to know that they are not here. So we brought them here to verify that they can know that we know that this person is not here.
Do
Perfect.
any of us recognize the language that's being spoken?
No. Let me double
Why
check.
not?
None of us learned Orcish. Maybe.
If
Potentially.
it's Orcish, I speak Orc.
Actually, you would recognize that it is not Orcish.
Oh.
And even for those of you who are well versed in languages, none of you recognize it.
All right.
Huh.
If Spunk is anywhere near Ulta, she will walk up to him and trying to keep a respectable like bow / kneel or whatever she's watching everyone doing, but also slowly moving up into at least his to whisper in his ear, please don't let them kill us. Also, I'm sorry, would we be able to tell Spunk's gender? Because I just gendered it as a him and I just realized I did that, but
What are Spunk's pronouns?
yeah.
It's
Okay. Yeah, so I did that wrong. She will walk up to it and say, please don't let them kill us. And shake a handful more of granola gently in his direction.
It's direction.
Its direction. Shit. Shit. Scratch
Shit is
me
correct.
every
It is half
single
it.
time.
I love that this is always a grenade that I throw into people's laughs and it always blows up and it makes me giggle. You can use they if you want. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's a frog. I'm pretty sure frogs switch like fish. I'm not really sure. I'll Google it later and we'll debate it after the show. But he'll look at your hand for a very long time and then kind of glance back at oh shit, what's his name? Not Bone Carver.
Seal.
Barking seal.
Seal fucker. Yeah, no, it's a barking seal.
Oh no.
Barking seal. And then back at the hand and he'll like snatch again, like just as quick as like his tongue would lash out if he were to like snap it. He just grabs it and it's already in his mouth. And he goes, yeah, no, okay, I got you. Don't worry about it.
As soon as Ulta hears common, she is going to. You will hear her audibly, heavily sigh, like of relief.
Incidentally, who is it that you were looking for? the name? Do you have a name for the person you are searching for?
Oh, we do.
It's in my notes. I'm looking
No.
for it.
Yeah, who's got good notes? Mine are not good.
Ulta doesn't. Hang on. Let me see if I don't think I.
My last note is Tiefling Sorcerer Macath.
Yeah.
Tiefling Sorcerer Macath.
My last note is where's the poop deck, so tells you where I was at.
My last note is Pseudo Dragon Fruit.
Okay,
Yep.
well, what's his name? He's getting ready to kill you, so tell me now.
Macath. It's Macath.
Macath.
Macath. Macath?
Macath.
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 Maccath.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Okay. So what he says is, why are you here? And we're like, we don't know. These people are very stupid. They came here looking for Macath. But we know that Macath is not here. And he says, well, if we know he's not here, then why did you bring them? And we're like, you don't know that he's not here. And well, we wanted to bring you here so you could see that he's not here because we don't know where he is. We don't even know who he is.
Macath's a she.
What?
Macath is a she.
I never met this Macath. It's further proof that we have no idea who this person is. They are not here. And she is not around.
Well, you did
upset.
mention a dragon, or at least one of your tribe members did. So you know the
Bonecarver.
dragon, right?
Yes, Bonecarver mentioned the dragon.
Oh, Bonecarver.
And
Is the
Spunk,
dragon-
sorry, real quick, Hyacinth, sorry.
Okay.
Spunk, you do like common knowledge across the tribe that this area that you guys live on is inhabited by a dragon. And I will actually send you an additional note.
Thank you. Yes, Bonecarver is that guy over there. The one you've been speaking to is the one that told you about the dragon. The dragon lives here.
Wait, I thought that was Sealfucker.
No, Sealfucker is the big guy with the hammer. Or the whatever you call the thing. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés?
Now I'm confused because I thought we were talking about the same person.
He has the scepter. The thing in his hand is the orc is
Chieftain.
is the chieftain seal mutilator.
So, how do we get him to not kill us?
But the orc or the dragon?
Well, to be fair, both would be helpful if you know the answer to both, but I suppose the more imminent danger is the orc.
Okay, so if you don't want our chieftain to kill you, you have to prove yourself. You probably have to fight somebody and really fuck them up like in front of everybody. You got to make them embarrassed. It doesn't matter how many children they have. You got to really embarrass the shit out of them in front of all our tribes. So they're like, oh, don't fuck with those guys. They hit people really hard, and he doesn't care how many children they have. That kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So can I just punch you right now?
No, it's not me. I'm not the guy you got to fight. Nobody gives a shit if you punch me. I'm a tiny frog. It'd be like if I punch you. These tall elfish people probably don't give a fuck if I hit you in the face right now, because you're different.
I mean, I would care, but I'm also a bard, so I wouldn't really do
whatever.
anything.
I
about it.
would smash you in the face with my warhammer if you did that.
Oh, okay, yeah. All elves are bastards.
And Cholo Tino Poncho. Now
he says, who is the person they got to fight, boss?
So, Spunk, you were essentially told, you again prove useful in being able to translate. However, we do not trust these people. What are you talking about?
Oh, and I'll explain to him. I'm just telling him what we told. I'm translating. They don't speak they don't speak Urluk.
Okay. His response to your question, who do they have to fight, is Damn it! I have this terrible habit of having it and then losing it. Orca heart.
Okay.
Orca heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
You
you've
gotta
seen
fight-
this guy. He's fucking huge.
Oh, great news! You gotta fight. He's the tiniest man in our village, tinier than me even. His name is I don't know how you say it in your language, but it roughly translates into beluga's penis. I think. What are the sea creatures with the fins?
All of them.
Whales?
Dolphins? Yeah, okay.
Fish?
Yeah.
I was gonna say all of them.
Most of them.
All of them. That's a lot to say. In our language, we call him.
Okay. So, can you point to him? Which one is he? And
Oh,
Ulta's
Jan.
going to take.
He's he's probably bringing the larger catch to the dragon's lair right now. So, he'll be back in like 5 minutes or so. If you want to go wait in the cage for him to get there, and
You said wait in the cage?
yeah, there's like a fighting cage in the shape of a hexagon.
I thought you were gonna like make us prisoners or something. I was like, what the what did we walk
No,
into?
It's like the fighting cage. We don't want to have to clean up
So,
all your blood and
is it
piss and
all of
poop
us?
all over the What?
That's valid.
I just
like,
don't
it's
want
all
to
of
mop
us,
it up
though.
from the kitchen. Yes, all of you.
No, 1v1.
No, he says only one. Only one. You gotta pick though.
Mhm.
You want me to do it?
1-on-1.
If I were
Don't you have the least amount of HP right now?
I'm at 97.
With all the
Okay, I was gonna say because you went completely down.
Yeah, I don't
last
know
time
why I'm
thought,
at this.
So I just want to make sure you're at least alive and okay.
The chieftain will actually chime in here and say in very broken common, one fighter, no magic,
Oh,
no help.
no magic.
I'm out.
Well,
I mean, I can still do it. It's just I would prefer to have magic.
Not
You
sure.
don't
I'm
wanna
at
use
under
magic.
half. I'm still
mean-
bloodied right now. Just been wandering around, bloodied mess.
I'll do it.
Technically, my shifting isn't magic, but I'm not sure if they would understand that.
Are you still bleeding? Oh my god, look at you.
I look like a heap of shit.
Tell you what, let me give you a hand with that. And he'll spit like a big wad of like this translucent goo right at you and
Oh.
cast Cure Wounds. And cure you for 11
Does a
hit
curse
points.
count as magic?
Very good.
Does a curse count as magic?
I'd love to use Hexblade's curse in this combat if I can, but that might be magic.
You will have to make your own assumptions and then see what happens
Okay.
if you try anything.
Okay.
to be fair, it may just be easier to send me who does not have magic.
Wait, don't you have? You technically have magic.
I
still
mean,
have
yeah,
two
but I'm
attacks.
a ranger with 2 attacks and no, I'm not magic based. I have
Yeah.
like buff magic to help my weapons.
I
So
mean,
as you
I'm
guys are-
Hexblade, so I still have 2 attacks and everything. But
As you guys are discussing this, you're going to see, at least Aster would notice at first, and then everybody eventually would notice that, a small crowd started to gather when the chieftain came out, and it was mostly gathering behind him. And then people are sort of like at least poking their heads out and like watching all of this happen. And then a very large human man brandishing a large spear made of what looks like bone, as well as a shield also made of bone, waltzing out of the same building that the chieftain was in. And it looks like he's pretty much battle ready. Like he knows what's about to happen. So you may
which
continue.
one of you are going in?
Hmm?
I'm wondering which one, if it's either Icarus or Ulta going in. And does that person need healing before they go in?
Oh, well, I healed Juno because they were bleeding.
Thank you.
I'm, according to my sheet, I'm close to full health, so I don't know how, but I am.
Ulta, how are you looking?
I mean, she's above half, but if Icarus wants to do it, fine. It's just the magic bit is if you're going to try to use Hexblade's Curse, then you're running the risk of
Well, no, I'm
them
not gonna
getting
do it.
shitty
Of getting
about-
us all killed.
yeah, of getting us all murdered. So just be mindful of that.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it. It'll be fun.
All right. How much are you missing then?
Like,
Are you guys discussing this out loud?
No, this is table talk.
We're
it's
just trying to find out how
Absolutely
wounded our
discuss
party
this all out
members.
loud.
fine. I don't know why my D&D
What?
Beyond won't load now. This is my real
I
issue.
didn't catch any of that.
I am 10 hit points below health, maximum health, which is like a 10.
Okay, I'll go ahead and cure wounds as well then. Asher will just say, well, if you're gonna do this, please be careful. And then roll.
I will smile and say I am always careful.
13, so you're back up.
Okay. Okay.
I'm scared.
Weapons are allowed, right?
Warning.
Weapons are allowed?
Just a word
All
of
he
warning.
said was-
this guy does not fuck around. I know his name is like Yiffing Furry or whatever, but the guy named Bone Carver listens to him. So, like, you know, maybe take that under consideration whenever you're gonna do what you're gonna do in there.
So we've decided
Yes.
it's Icarus. Okay.
Mhm.
The chieftain indicates to the champion, Orca Heart, to go essentially behind you guys and a little bit off to your right. As you look back, you'll see an open area with a hexagon carved into the ice, and sections of a sort of makeshift walls spring up from the ground, mostly wood, but then you'll also notice a few pieces of crystal, not unlike the one that you have, to sort of form this wall with spaces only large enough really for people to be able to see, but like for nobody to really move in or out of this space. And this champion lifts one large crystal and plunks it into the ground next to him as if to make an opening, and goes in all the way to the other side. And everyone else in the village is mostly silently just sort of gathering around to watch. Spunk, you know that this sort of thing is not really like sport. It's not most of the people, if not pretty much everybody, like don't really enjoy this sort of thing. It's kind of a high tension thing that, you know, the chieftain uses to sort of gauge. Merit is gauged by strength for this guy, and he's essentially putting forth a dangerous test to gauge merit.
I am going to, in my head, just be like, yeah, no, I got this. We got this. And as we walk in, I'm going to bardically inspire myself, because that is one thing that is not magic.
And there's really nothing observable about that, right? You pretty much just talk to yourself and it happens.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and then after you do that, Barking Seal will take this chunk of crystal and plunk it back into its original spot and give a single word as if to indicate go. And Icarus, you can roll initiative, please.
21.
21. Damn. Okay. This guy at the word basically gives 2 bangs of his spear on his shield and starts to lunge directly toward you. For the moment, we're just gonna say he's about 10 feet away from you, but you are the first to actually get to act right now. What would you like to do?
Okay, so before he gets within like melee range of me, I'm gonna take 2 bow shots before I have to switch weapons, because I'm better with a bow. The first one is a 32 to hit.
Jeez.
Yeah, that hits.
That is 12 piercing damage.
Oops.
And then the second one is a natural 20,
Nice.
33 to hit. And then that will be 8 plus 9 is 17.
Nice.
And then with that, I will put my bow. Actually, I might be better at disadvantage with my bow than with the sword still. I'll put my bow back and pull out my longsword.
Okay.
And kind of just ready myself, but that's it.
All right. Just double checking one thing here. Yep. You're going to have a spear thrown at you as this guy is charging. So he's still 10 feet away from you at the moment.
Mhm.
With a crit fail. Okay, so a spear gets thrown at you and lands a little wide and just thunks into the ice and snow right beside your feet. And then he comes at you with a shield directly and tries to smack you with it with a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. You are going to take 9 bashing damage, bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you need to make a strength save.
Oof. Natural 20.
Okay. You are pushed back a few feet, so we'll just say you're 5 feet away, and your back is right up against the sort of cage now. You didn't hit it, but you were shoved back. So now it's your turn.
All right. I am going to take 2 swings with the longsword. 14. Can I add my d6 to that? Because I don't know if that's gonna hit.
You can. I don't know if it's
my
gonna hit.
inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Did it go? Oh,
It
it's
did not.
rolling slowly. Plus 5, so 19.
Okay, that does hit.
All right, so that is 8 plus 1 is 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Longswords are strength. I thought it was dexterity. Well, I'm already using it, so. Okay, so that's 9 slashing damage, and then I will do the second attack, which is another 19 to hit,
That will hit.
and then 2 damage. And I'm going to put myself like slashing as I walk around him, so I am now up towards his backside, so I'm not against the wall.
Okay.
I do not want to hit the wall.
He's going to lunge, grab his spear, and come at you again. Not throwing it this time, but swinging at you or stabbing at you with it twice. So there's a 9 and a 25 to hit.
The 25 hits.
Okay, and that'll be. Why did it do that? That was weird. 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then try to shield bash you again. Not rolling twice. 17.
17 does not hit.
Okay. Before we get back to your turn, The rest of the party, how are you feeling about this? What is your overall demeanor and like vibe right now?
I am glaring at this motherfucker that's attacking my brother. And sitting and waiting to determine if I should do something. Like if it starts to go too foul and it seems like my brother's about to just collapse, I might get a little spicy.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, well, you go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I mean, Aster's having like just flashbacks to session 1. This is a very similar situation of, we're told no help. One person fights this other like much bigger, like scary looking person, and we just kind of have to sit and watch. So probably just as nervously, Aster is just watching.
Is confident in Icarus's skills, so she's just munching on snacks.
I know you said this wasn't for sport, but Spunk has climbed up onto the top of the Thunderdome, is now turning the several crystals that are up here and adjusting lights so that the whole arena kind of looks like just shifting like strobes and everything. So it's just kind of like constantly.
Nice. Okay. You will also notice everyone who is like out here and observing this is pretty deadpan and still, aside from like occasionally shifting to make sure that they can see like around the chunk of crystal that's right in front of them, or something along those lines. But everyone except Icarus, you can see a woman start to walk through the crowd and toward the cage, basically right next to Barking Seal, who has a a slightly different look from pretty much everyone else you've seen to this point, but more along the lines of the spear that Barking Seal, Jesus Christ, Barking Seal is wielding. She is decorated much more than anyone else with furs and feathers. Aster, immediately this is a pretty typical look of a druid, just sort of differing for the region that she's in or from or whatever the case may be. She's got this long scraggly hair hanging out. She's like one of the very few people not wearing a hood right now. And she has this staff with a few sort of berries and other small trinkets tied and fastened to near the tip of it. And she just walks right up to next to Barking Seal and continues to watch without saying a word. Icarus, it's your turn.
So what does it take to switch weapons again? Is that an action or?
No, that's a free.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch back to my bow because I'm stupid. And I guess I'll just fire with disadvantage because I think that's still gonna be better than my other choice.
Did you? So, you've been training in avoiding this.
I've been training. I'm not done yet, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't know how many I need, but okay. So that was a nat 20 or a 17.
Okay, 17 still hits.
Okay. That'll be 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then 15.
15 to hit?
Yeah.
Does not hit.
Okay, I will use my bonus action to kind of keep giving myself motivation and particularly inspire myself, but it's too late to use it there, so. And that is my turn.
All right. This is hard to read. Oh. Well, there's something I missed. Okay. You stayed where you were, right? You didn't move away?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So another pair of swings with the spear. Not disadvantage. 18 and a 26.
Both hit.
Okay. That'll be a total of 31 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then another bash with the shield. 18.
Just hits.
Okay. Strength save.
Oh, fuck. 12.
Where did that go? There it is. Okay. You take 9 bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked to the ground. And then it's your turn.
Well, I mean, I'm technically at disadvantage either way, so it doesn't really matter if I'm down here.
Right.
I will take 2 attacks. That one is a 26.
That'll hit.
And it is 8 damage.
Okay.
And then a... Ooh, wrong button.
He is looking bloodied at this point.
20.
20 will hit.
6 damage.
Okay. All of you are able
And-
to see... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I guess I'll just stand up because I don't know what he's going to do to me if I'm on the ground.
Okay. All of you are able to see that he's in rough shape at this point. He's bloodied. He's got a couple arrows in him and has taken a couple of other attacks. And he's not having a good time with it. So,
I'm about bloodied as well.
okay.
But the
Nice.
third attack is really fucking me.
All right. He's going to start getting pretty angry and actually try to throw the spear just right at your chest again. This will be a disadvantage because that's how that works. We have an 11 to hit you.
Does not hit.
Okay. It's actually going to end up flying past you, and in his rage, not mechanic rage, his just flavor rage, swung wide enough that the spear ends up thunking into the ground just outside of the cage, nearly hitting somebody who was actually watching from outside. But he gives a quick glance to Barking Seal, and Barking Seal just folds his arms and shakes his head. And then this champion will come at you with 1 shield bash and miss. It seems that his frustrations are getting to him.
I will, after I see him miss the spear, I say, "Get it, I dare you."
He just responds with an angry...
Because if he goes to get it, then I don't have disadvantage. Okay,
No,
it's my turn?
he's holding his ground right with you. Yep, it's your turn. Actually, before you do your turn,
Okay.
any updates from the group on things you'd like you to be doing or discussing during this encounter?
Ulta will be vibe checking the room if she can.
Okay. Insight check.
Just to see if there are people casting spells in support of, if there are, just that sort of stuff.
Okay. Let's have you do a perception check then.
And
Okay. At least the people immediately around you, are not doing anything that would indicate spellcasting or any sort of subtle assistance of any kind, but it's really tough to gauge everybody. Anybody else?
At this point, Aster would probably be watching that other druid pretty closely.
Okay. For anything in particular, or just watching her closely?
I'm just like, what does she think about this? What is she doing? Like, is she expressionless? Like, what's going on in there?
Perception check.
Alrighty. 12. Thanks
Okay.
for all 20.
You're having a hard time getting like a really good read on her, but you're at least able to see two things. She's very focused on the fight for sure. She like hasn't said a word to anyone, and both of her hands have been on this staff the entire time. Like she's actually using it as a walking stick and support when she's just standing. And it has just been deadpan and still, just like everybody else.
Okay.
Anyone else, or should we go back to Icarus's turn?
Just watching my brother, making sure he's not getting dead.
All right, Icarus, go ahead.
My attack was a 25 to hit. I rolled the first one already.
That'll hit.
8 damage.
Okay.
And the second is 19 to hit,
That'll hit.
which is 7 damage.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. You all are able to see Icarus's quick arrow work is definitely paying off as more and more sink into this guy's chest and shoulders and torso, and just for the joke, maybe one to the knee. He's very bloodied at this point. He's having a bad time and is basically screaming at himself. It's in, you know, to like pump himself up and out of frustration at the same time. He's gonna like swipe at one side of himself and break a bunch of the arrow shafts, and then come at you again with more shield bashes. Whoops. 25 and 18.
Both hit.
Okay, strength save, please.
It's not even worth adding my bonus. I'm gonna take that.
Okay, I should have actually had you do that for one because the second attack would have been at advantage, but it doesn't matter anymore anyway. So you're going to take a total of 18 bludgeoning damage, and you are on the ground again.
Okay.
And then it's your turn again.
All right, I will, I guess, shoot him, as one does. $20.
That hits.
That was 11 damage.
Okay.
And then 24
Yep.
for 11 damage. 22.
Please describe for us both your intentions and...
I clearly
The
would not
results.
like to kill him, but I am using a bow. So I know that's been a weird thing, but that's as non-lethal as I can get because it's either that or magic.
I'm down with it. So please describe the final blow.
So, actually for this one, for non-lethality, I'm gonna say like as he knocks me down, I'm gonna like swipe at his leg with my bow and like try to knock him to the ground, and then I'm just gonna hit him one more time and knock him out. So I'm gonna like physically hit him with my bow just for like thematic, for a reason to like knock him out instead of kill him.
Okay. So with that, the champion will fall with a, you know, despite the padding of the snow, you'll get this thud, slightly muffled, and the collective demeanor of the crowd overall is basically the one eyebrow raised sort of face. You can all tell that they're impressed, at least to varying degrees. Barking Seal and this woman, Spunk, you recognize this woman as the other named person I gave you. And if you need a reminder, I can send it to you.
Yeah, I only remember the 2 names you gave me, so I need a reminder.
Okay.
Yeah, and both names have been said.
I might have made a mistake too in naming someone.
Yeah, you. Yep.
Whoops.
Okay.
Barking Seal is the chieftain, the leader.
Nice.
The champion's name was fucking hell.
Bigum Thickus.
Orca Heart.
Orca Heart.
Yes.
Right.
And I know I've said this person's name, but they have not been seen yet. Until now, for you, Spunk. Okay. Barking Seal will uncross his hands and look at this woman who showed up, halfway through, and give just a single nod to you, Icarus, and just utter as if like a proclamation to everybody in this language. Spunk, you would understand him to be saying, "They stay with us tonight. We help them with what they need. They leave tomorrow." But Spunk, you understand this to mean they are actually semi-welcome here now. Like, they've proven their merit. And he will follow through on that promise as far as you know and that you've seen from the past.
I'm gonna wipe the sweat from my brow and just pantingly walk over to the edge of the ring where my sister is and be like, "See, piece of cake, I told you it'd be fine."
The woman who
that's fine.
showed up late, as you're doing that, will tap her staff onto the chunk of crystal immediately in front of her twice, and be muttering something under her breath. All of you would understand this to be she's casting a spell. And Icarus, you will feel revitalization.
Ooh.
You will also see the champion gain breath of life again as well, and grunt and stand up, and he will have this demeanor of, you might have expected shame in defeat, but he is much more in the sort of neutral zone of, between shame and pride. You can't really tell how he's feeling at first glance for anybody. Barking Seal will open the arena again for you to leave. And the champion will go back to where he came from. The crowd does start to thin. Is there anything that you guys would like to be doing now?
Spunk's gonna hop down and explain to the people who don't speak Urluk what just happened. So you get to stay today. You are welcome. You can even eat some of this food if you want. But tomorrow you have to fuck off forever.
That's fair. Well, thank you for all of your help.
Sure, you're welcome. De nada.
I feel like we really only need a few questions answered. That was about it. So I think that works fine.
You had a few questions? I thought it was just the one. Is this person here? No, she's not.
Well, no, we got that answer. It was do you know anything about them? Can you point us in the right direction?
Sure, but she is not here, so the other questions are answered by product of the first answer.
Well, you've clearly heard of her, so.
Who?
God damn it.
So you are wrong.
You're
wrong again, Elf.
Okay, you know something about the reason or thing she is with, which could guide us to her, even though you don't know her.
And that is what again?
The Dargon. The dragon.
The dragon. Yeah, well, I mean, the dragon's here. He lives here. That's...
Yeah, well, in theory, she does too, then.
Is she part of the dragon?
Well, we just saw her with the dragon, so... Wait, shit. Did I say that earlier?
You did not say that earlier, but it's okay. You did not say any words to me before right now, actually.
I talked to like the group, like on the boat, you know.
I do not recall this. I was not directly addressed in any way. And I do remember saying my name out loud, and nobody addressed me. Yep, I remember. Nobody addressed me. Except for
Spunk.
Olta. You over here, the one with the crunchy granola. What is your name?
Okay.
¿Qué? I mean what?
Ulta.
Olta. The crunchy granola girl, she bring me many of the goods. Address me directly.
Corndog, were you about to say something as well?
I was. Spunk, are you
Hey.
just the interpreter here, or do you play another type of role in this community?
No. I'm not really an interpreter even. I just realized that you guys don't speak the language here, and I'm not an idiot. So I took it upon myself. Nobody else here really speaks a whole lot of common. I mean, you heard the way that they talk. They talk like, oh, we giant, fee-fi for fun, like that kind of garbage, you know. It's not complete sentences, so I took it upon myself to make my knowledge and services available, but no, for the most part, I work with Bone Carver.
The carver of bones.
Sure, they call her Bone Carver, but it's really just a name because she has a lot of, like, carved bones in her shaman hut, but she's more of like a doctor.
Does she pray to anyone in particular, or is it
Oh, that's a personal question.
more science
And
related?
I just work with
Okay.
her. We don't get into religious
enough.
discussions at work, you know, it's kind of against we don't have an HR, so it's best just to leave it alone.
I understand completely.
No, but she does the medicine, I do, you know, everything else. Whatever job she needs, we steal the books from like a nearby town. I learn how to build things, I learn how to make it. She teach me a little bit of magic, and I combine the two, you know, to make things.
Do you have any examples of your handiwork?
Oh, Jed. You know, these fancy little foot wraps that I wear on my legs. They allow me to jump all around and to like stick to the ceiling because you know, the goo on my hands is very viscous and slippery. It also doesn't taste very good.
Sticky.
There's this javelin I carry around, and he like clicks it twice on the ground, and you hear like the sloshing of the water in little like baubles that are hanging out the end of it. This thing helps me throw the magic a lot further, makes it hit a little harder, makes it harder to resist my magic. Does all these sorts of good things that a magic person needs to be effective on the field of battle, should ever a battle occur.
Theoretically, has a battle occurred?
Not that I've been in. I mean, your buddy here just got the crap kick out of him, but he won. You know, there's the battle. If I were in the battle, it would have gone differently, though. They would have allowed magic, probably. Any more questions?
At this point, you will see that everyone, including the chieftain and the other woman as well, has cleared out and has either gone back to about their business or back to the buildings that they originally came out of.
Any more questions for me?
If we were to ask someone about the dragon, would we ask the chieftain or the shaman?
I wouldn't. By the looks of the sun, right now it's about 7 p.m. and right now it's his caca time. So I would not bother him with these questions. But Bone Cover will probably be happy to answer them for you if you want to bother her.
Yeah, we'll bother her then. She seems a little more mysterious too, so it could be fun.
Okay. So with that, sounds like you're gonna go see Bone Carver. I got one
Sounds
nod.
like it.
Okay. All right. Perfect opportunity for us to take one more breather for the evening. So we'll, walk around, stretch, refill, restroom, all that jazz. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay,
Awesome.
I'm
And
done.
on that note, we're back.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't know why I can't turn it off. It's like that was not even a good joke. It was just bad. But
All
Hot
right.
garbage.
Excellent. We're back. We have just wrapped up a one-on-one duel between Icarus and the champion known as insert name here. I'm doing so poorly with
Orca
this.
something.
Orca Heart. That was it. And it has essentially earned our party enough validation and trust to be welcome in this village for the night, to gain whatever help can be supplied for whatever it is you're trying to do so that you can GTFO tomorrow. At the moment, you are still outside near this ring that you were fighting in. Pretty much everyone else has gone back to their wrapping up for the day because it is about that time. So what would you guys like to do at this point? Oh, you said you wanted to go see.
Figure
I
out
think
where
they wanted to go
this
see Bone
fucking
Carver.
dragon is.
Yes.
Yeah. Not Bone
I
Carver.
mean, it is their assistant, so it could just like it like knows where to take us if it doesn't mind giving us a tour, right?
Oh, not
Oh, that's right. It is Bone Carver.
You've been so kind and hospitable to us. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I don't have anything better to do. If I was not doing this, they would have me cleaning caca off the roofs of other people's houses. So
Why is it on the roofs?
don't ask questions if you don't want the answer to them. Really, the explanation is longer than I feel anyone's patience here is. So why don't we just suffice it to say that he's on the roof and we do not want it there.
Alrighty then.
Just imagine a dragon flying over and dropping a deuce.
Well, I wasn't going to explain it, but
That's really rude.
Are you guys like anti-dragon here generally, or just because you don't like the one that's nearby, or?
I wouldn't say we're anti-dragon. We're sort of.
I do have a dragon.
We're sort of complicit in his continued existence here. We bring him food so that he does not turn us into caca. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to be eaten, so we bring him enough food so that he is full. And then he does not come to our village and breathe death all upon us.
So it's like a what the fuck is that term? Oh god. Where's Elsa when you need them? It's like
Extortion.
I was gonna say like the codependent relationship, like whales and the things. but
Commensalism.
Sure.
That's
yeah.
a bigger word than the one I was going for,
Oh.
but sure.
Mutual aid.
Symbiosis is what
Yes,
you were
symbiotic relationship.
Yes. It is not that, but yes.
It's like, definitely not.
Well, I try. There's a little bit of brain cell in there, just not enough.
Okay, so Spunk, you do know that the second building, the building that Orca Heart and earlier, Chieftain came out of, is more of like a meeting area where they often meet and the shaman as well to discuss like the few happenings that are happening around here and what's coming and what do people need to do and things like that. The other building is actually the shaman's area of practice, so where you would normally go to work with her if you ever had to work on anything. That would probably be the place to find her until everyone actually is like turning in for the night, in which case she has like her own little tent thing as well as everyone else.
Okay, so this is the place where Orcahar and SEAL Team 6 like to hang out and talk to each other. But this is not the place you asked for, so I'm going to move on to the next building, which is the place you did want to come, which is Bonecarver's house, but she only works here during like daylight hours. I assume she has a tent nearby, or a hovel, or some sort of pile she sleeps under. She's probably nearby if you want to ask her questions. Hold on, let me give her a call real quick. If she doesn't respond to that in like 10 minutes, then she doesn't want to be spoken with.
She will open the door of the second building.
It worked.
Oh yeah, I knew it would. Bone Carver, and he will go into a long-winded explanation, from the outside of which it will just sound like.
Okay,
You
and you
were
were
too
explaining. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying you were way too prepared with this soundboard.
He's always prepared with this.
Oh my goodness.
So, what precisely are you explaining?
Everything they've been through, what they're looking for, and that they have questions.
Okay, including the dragon itself and not just this Macath?
Yeah, like all of it, man. Like
Okay.
everything. It's long-winded.
Okay, she will respond with, generally, you should come in. And even before you start doing so, she'll just like open the door more. You'll see this single circular space outlined on the perimeter with a few tables, all of which have flames going, which you can tell immediately must be magical because nothing's actually burning. On a couple, underneath a couple of containers, most of which are filled with solids, liquids, or combinations, and a few pieces of parchment scattered about, and then a single small table and chair. Pair of chairs that Spunk, you would recognize. This is the sort of like space you would meet in when you'd have to have discussion. And then I'll leave it up to you if you were ever involved with any of her potion work or working with materials that she did.
Only the one time I was involved in the potion making. And ever since then, I don't do it no more because I fell into a vat of something she was brewing up, and it left me with like weird secretions that come out of me every once in a while. It's kind of like earlier when I took a spit on your friend over here with the blankets, who's like always cold. When I spit on them, it gave them a moment to like recuperate some missing flesh, sealing wounds that were bleeding and things like that. I am constantly sweaty. The sweat is poison.
Healing saliva and poison sweat.
Yes. Also, my urine is caustic. And I cry an assortment of tears that do different things depending on the time of day. All of these things
What
are
do you
very
cry
painful.
about?
Oh, it depends. Sometimes I cry about, the finality of being, the irrevocable and unknowable future of what is beyond the death veil, my existence on this rock, which is an ever-present situation of pain and torment. My high school ex-girlfriend, take your pick. I cry about a lot of things.
It's good to cry. It's healthy.
Not for me. It's detrimental to my health, actually, directly.
Yes, fair point.
So, about the situation we're in,
But
does
really
Bonecover
quickly,
speak common?
I just need to ask one quick question, Igris, before we switch subjects too much. There's only, you didn't talk about pooping at all. That's not rough for you, is it? Because we talked about all these other things and how they're caustic and...
Well, You see,
I just need to make sure that you're okay.
well, yes and no. I'm surviving, but I'm not thriving. I am really one big shit away from unaliving. And I didn't talk about my defecation because I feel like it's a little bit of a sensitive issue, but like, there's nothing like terrible about them, but they smell unholy. It's seriously, it smells like I have dinner at Strahd's house every night. I don't know how to fix it. Also, this like bulge thing that happens with my neck every once in a while, that's not me speaking. That's a buildup of gases, and when I swallow them, they come out the other end. And all of my farts hurt. I'm constantly sore.
All right. She'll just offer more granola.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
This is perfect. You're saying something probably more important than what I just asked.
I just don't know if we can go back to anything serious after that.
We absolutely can.
We can we be who we were before this?
Bring us back to the plot, or we can't talk about IBS. We could talk about that for the next hour.
I feel like I'm normally not the one that's bringing us back to the plot. This is weird. Does Bone Covers...
Go ahead.
Does Bone Cover speak common, or are we gonna have to do the translation thing again?
She does not.
Okay, well...
Brilliant.
Splunk, do you know if Bone Carver signs at all? Have you ever seen her use
Usually
signs?
she's pretty busy stirring pots and healing the sick, so like I haven't seen her do too many gang signs last I checked. But
Could you ask
but
her
could
what
try
languages
flashing
she
a few
does
fingers
speak?
at her. What's that?
Could you try asking her the languages that she does speak?
Oh, she speaks Urluk, Bone Carver, Ingus, Dingus, Iga.
Tosin. You understand? Just
the
Urluk.
Urluk. No, I got it. I speak it. I know Urluk. Yeah, she only speaks Urluk.
I can comprehend languages. Maybe we should just translate. Maybe that would be easier.
She is seated in a chair at this point, clearly focused on you, awaiting whatever questions you may have.
I will try to do like, I don't know what they do in their couch, but I'll give like a nod or like a slight bow, just to try to be respectful in some way. But I don't really know how to do it for them. But I was just like, hopefully that's understood as like respect or something. And I'll be like, okay, sorceress named Makoth is who we're looking for. If she doesn't know anything about that, we're then gonna start looking for the dragon. Okay? Those are like our main two things. However, you think it's best to ask that. I don't speak or look.
Okay. But I didn't hear a question. What?
Has she heard of the sorceress Makoth, who we know is here somewhere?
Sure, like you got Makoth. Like, let me get out of here.
She will respond. I have not heard of a Makoth, but the dragon's lairs are vast and wide. We cannot assume much of anything that we haven't seen for ourselves, and we haven't seen much.
Yeah, all those things she said.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead. It's your turn. I'm just translating.
Yes. The question I have is it known what this dragon's elemental affinity would be? Like what
we felt its breath, which was radiant, but I don't know if we can describe it as radiant.
I believe Juno could do a pretty good job of describing radiant, given that she uses it regularly. So even if Corn
I
Dog
describe
the player may not-
radiant damage being celestial in nature, and then ask if there's anything else aside from that the dragon may possess.
Quieren saber qué sabor el dragón sería es en flagrante, pero no es fuego.
That is not what you said, sir. Awesome. She would return with I had my fun with the language, so but I do still want to keep role playing the translation. Cuz that's still fun. Makes for good entertainment. She will respond with radiant is not limited to celestial nature, but nature of the stars as well. The crystal dragon has an affinity for the cosmos.
Starlight.
I don't want to sound too particular, but celestial also includes stars.
Oh, it does?
You don't have to say that to her, but they're celestial bodies, technically.
Listen,
It's
you
like
and
celestial,
I both
not
know
angelic.
This. You know this. I know this. But she's my boss.
She
so
is
I'm not
Juno.
going to tell her.
Yes. Don't correct her.
That was
Okay.
actually
Sorry.
me not
I
knowing
just-
that, but we're going to totally make that canon for her not knowing that as well, because what we're doing here is an exchange of information. So, lovely.
How would be the best way to locate the dragon? Or get to it?
Do you have a locate dragon spell?
No, I clearly only have this bow. It's my only
Oh.
tool.
Well, then we will have to show you where it resides because we bring it food every week, so we could show you, I guess.
You didn't even ask her. What fun is that?
Well, because I don't need to ask her. I know the answer to your question. Do you want me to ask her?
I guess not.
Este hijo de puta quiere saber dónde se encuentra el dragón.
Yes, we can. We know there's an entrance near the place that we put the food.
Yeah, you know what she said? I'll give you 3 guesses. Sorry, I'm ad-libbing here. But yes, she says you can find it because we bring in food.
I feel like you're at about like an 11 in hostility. I was hoping we could take it down
You
just a
know,
little
it's
bit.
getting late. Like I said, my life is a never-ending existence of pain and torment, and
Do you think I could like? Could I cure that with like my lesser restoration? I can like cleanse disease and poisons with my curing.
Oh, you know what? We should totally try.
Can I
that
relieve your
sometime.
shits?
Oh, if you could do at least that, I think my life would be better overall. I can manage the other symptoms.
And then me next. Me.
Do you want to shit? Fire? And
Yeah, which part
thunder?
do you want? I'm confused.
No, I don't. I want relief.
I can cure disease or neutralize a poison. Would that help you in any way?
I don't know because I cannot be poisoned, you see. Like, it's part of my anatomy. I am I stink, therefore I am, and therefore I cannot be poisoned.
Sound logic.
I'm just gonna
If
sit
we can
down like
get
I can't do
within-
this.
If we can get within 1,000 feet of the dragon, I can be of more assistance in finding it.
Oh, we could get you
Same
there.
here.
We just show you where he eats, you know?
Yeah, we could just
Mhm.
follow the tunnel system or something. I just, if you can describe where it is, we don't necessarily need you to come with us because we don't know how it will go.
Or
We-
we could go with one of your feeding parties,
And like,
Oh,
and they will think that we are, yes.
But
That
they
could beat us.
never go past the mouth of the cave. Do you normally see the dragon or just drop off food?
Well, that depends on how hungry he is. Sometimes it's just the food, and sometimes he's waiting for the food because he is particularly hungry. It depends on his mood.
Because technically, more than a piece of the puzzle, the dragon might just be the gatekeeper of the sorceress. She might be in there, and he is keeping the cavern while she is in there. So we might have to sneak past the dragon rather than go for the dragon itself.
Oh, yeah, no, that sounds like sound logic, but
So if you feed the dragon, then maybe we can get to her while the dragon is eating, actually.
okay.
Are you perchance feeding the dragon tomorrow when we're kicked out?
Sorry, ask your question one more time.
Is tomorrow the schedule of when you feed the dragon, or would that be out of time?
Well,
Like, not
we bring
during all-
him food. We brought him food today because we had the feast. We'll have to bring it to him again tomorrow. But whether he eats it tomorrow or whether we bring him food tomorrow is dependent on whether or not he ate yesterday's food. So, it's kind of inconsistent in that regard, but I mean, we could bring you out there. If he hasn't eaten his food, we can always go wait by it until he does arrive.
As long as there's food being brought to him and there's a chance that he might be distracted by the food, I think that is our best chance of finding the sorceress.
Sure. We could do that tonight if you wanted, or we could wait till morning. It's up to you.
Might as well wait till morning. I could use the rejuvenation of a trance.
Okay. Do you need anything else from Bone Carver? Oh. I get the hiccups. Must be 10 o'clock.
I don't know how much of this is actual you're sick in game and how much of it is just your character's personality. And I'm like, can I help?
I had
Or
a
is
real hiccup and I was covering for it, but
Oh shit.
Turn
Well, this is just awkward.
So do you have any other questions for Bone Carver, or should we show you your mud pits that you're going to sleep in?
Mud pits?
Yeah, we didn't expect guests. You think we just have... What about their behavior so far dictates to you that they have guest bedrooms waiting for you somewhere? You're gonna sleep on the floor, sweetie.
I can make us something.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have to impose on you.
It's no imposition. You sleep on the floor. We don't give a shit. I was going to sit in 3 inches of water tonight.
I feel bad because I feel like I had this expectation of we had so many questions and so much conversation to have with this wise druid. Then we asked one question, just talk to her apprentice the whole time.
Yeah, she's kind of pissed. Lo siento.
Well, I
Okay,
guess we'll
so
go
we
to our
have no
mud
more
pits.
questions. Okay.
I
Lo
give
siento,
her an
Bone Carver.
offering of incense because we magic users need incense. So I give her some of that to thank her for her hospitality.
Nice. She will actually kind of perk up at the sight of it and give you a kind of ooh and accept it with a slight nod as if to say thank you.
She said, ooh. You don't speak Urluk, so I don't expect you to understand what you just said. So I am translating it for you.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Let me show you to your pits now. Okay, Bone Carver, buenas noches. We see you tomorrow. Or maybe not. Goodbye.
She'll just give a silent wave in response and
Oh, look at that. She does speak sign language. I was wrong.
kind of continue going about her business.
I'm just gonna walk them 100 yards away from that hut and be like, okay, and stamp my foot on the floor. This is where you're sleeping. I will be just over there, and I'm pointing at like a little bog with like a divot cut into it with like some muddy water. I'm gonna be sleeping right over there. If you need me, go wake up bone cover.
Right. Would you be willing to stand inside of a circle for 10 minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I am going to start the casting of my tiny little hut inside of this other hut. This way you can come in freely if you should need to alert us, or otherwise you're just going to be stuck on the outside banging on the dome.
Yeah,
and we'll be able to see you, but you wouldn't be able to see us. It'd be a whole thing.
Oh, that would be a total nightmare. Yeah, that's good, because I definitely need to sleep in that 3 inches of water. I'm going to be a total bitch tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Understood.
Okay, well, I'll just
mild panic.
I'll just stand here while you do your thing, I guess.
I walk around in a circle for 10 minutes, dropping salt and other weird shit. A little bit of dirt, some incense, some pocket sand, whatever I got.
So you guys travel in the row while she does this all the time, huh? You just stand around for 10 minutes while she makes your bed for you? Sorry.
I mean, pretty much.
And so on for 10 minutes.
Yep. It regulates the temperature. You're not too hot or too cold. You don't have to like figure out 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Very
it
comfortable.
Adjusts to each individual.
Wow. So
It's also impenetrable, so.
okay, so I get it.
Unless you were to come up through the bottom. If you come up through the bottom, not impenetrable.
Come up from the bottom, now I hear.
Sounds like my cousin. Yeah, I get it. You have it better than us on the road.
No. It's not what
It's
it is.
cool. You're
I'm just
better
saying
than me. I sleep in mud and piss, and you have a tiny hut that you carry in your back pocket. I get it.
When you sleep, does your what's the correct word? Excrement? Your fluids? Excrement's poop. Your like fluids that leak out of your skin. Does it just build up around you?
Secretions?
Yeah. Do your secretions build up around you? Just like
Actually, when I'm
you
sitting
wake
in
up.
water, I osmose the water in through my skin, because that is just how my body functions. I osmose water through my skin. Also air. I breathe through like my neck, back, and pussy and crack.
There it is.
and it's all my body is one thin wall of just constantly permeating gases and fluids. And at nighttime, I absorb the water to turn it into more fluids that I then excrete during the day. And if I excrete for too long without dipping myself in water, I dry out like an old crone, like a white person's legs.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
We have invited Bright to our table, everyone.
You're welcome.
As always, I will go into trance to ignore this all, and then I will have the morning watch.
And yeah, how do you guys want to handle taking the night then?
I can take the first watch.
I will do the second, as always.
Okay. And
Elves, haha.
Spunk, would you say that this place that you're going to spend the night is like near this spot, or are you kind of going off on your own?
Yeah, no, it's like maybe 20 yards away, but it's it's like a shelved off mud slide that has like a little divot and it's filled with clear water.
Okay.
And I nuzzle down into it and sit on there. And it's lined on the inside with like soft lily pads, so it's nice and like slick on the inside for me to like swish around in like gross Wheaties.
All right, it is cold, but it can work that way. So for the rest of you who are actually among others, we'll need a perception check from First Watch. All right. And is there anything?
23.
Is there anything that you guys want to be discussing or doing amongst yourselves before we start we just go through the overnight?
Oh, I've said my piece.
I will check in on folks just to make sure. I know we recover hit points while we sleep, but just to make sure everyone's like feeling okay and stuff after we got kind of fucking tanked, and then we showed up here, and then Icarus got punched in the face a bunch, and we met a stranger who told us things through a frog, and now we're here. I'm just kind of be like, what's happening now?
And this was one of the more like chill adventures so far.
That is true.
Coworker died. We had a funeral for a bird.
Okay. If there's nothing else,
as long as
then-
everyone's okay, then I'll let them all go to sleep.
All right, Juno, your evening is dead silent and completely uneventful. Second
Woo.
watch. Perception check.
After
please.
4 hours, I go and kick Icarus.
10. Solid 10.
Nice. With the wind howling, at one point you thought you heard a footstep or two, but turns out it was actually just the wind. Got a little distracted, but other than that, your evening is completely uneventful. So, we have achieved a long rest. Go ahead and take care of all that. And the next morning is yours to do what you would like.
I would like to, first thing first, like upon the dawn, when I wake up, I want to talk with Aster about Aster's spells for the day and my spells for the day to make sure we don't have too much overlap.
Because I should have done that while we were doing watches. It's fine.
It's okay, we do it at dawn.
Exactly.
So, were you saying that you had locate creature? Because then I can drop that
I
one.
do. I can prepare that. I'll have things like locate object and things like that. I think that might be helpful. Was there anything that Akash was carrying or wearing that was distinctive? I can't really remember. I actually, I would remember because I took the keen mind feed.
Oh, hell yeah. Tell us everything that happened last session, Magic.
What was the question? I'm sorry, I completely missed it.
Did was Makath carrying anything or wearing anything distinctive?
Distinctive.
Like something that I could cast locate object on.
Oh. You might be able to do that on her staff.
Okay,
Let's look at
just
locate
because,
object
like I
real
said,
quick.
Aster does have the keen mind feed, so.
And you have keen mind. Track time, direction, and detail with uncanny precision. Okay. I will say that's good enough to have been able to hone in on the staff that she carried, which would have been the only distinct thing.
Okay.
Actually, you would also recall that she was not wearing anything particularly specific to extreme cold weather. She was in like normal. It was robes, like mage's robes, but she wasn't, doing anything to be shielded against the cold. So yeah, we'll say you can look at the staff, and I need to go back to detail about that. You are not able to find it, and you can tell that it is because It's too far away.
Oh, I wasn't casting it. Yeah, I was just wondering if,
Oh.
like, as a theoretical, like, would that even be possible? Like, would Aster know if that's possible to begin with?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, you're
I'm gonna
good.
say yes.
All right. I'm just gonna add those to my spell list real fast.
Actually, I need to choose my spells.
Couple spell selections happening at the moment. Swap outs.
Mm-hmm. Although in the meantime, if I could cast a Druidcraft really fast to let's see, be able to predict the what the weather will be in my location for the next 24 hours.
Okay. So Druidcraft actually creates a visual in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like a little orb.
Yeah. So this familiar orb will show up for you, and at first it's going to be this like swirl of clouds and mist, and then you'll notice it after a second or two, like sort of blip, like what we in real life would experience as like a TV glitching for just a second, or a monitor glitching for just a second, and then flip to sunshine, like just a small orange orb, and then like blip back into this cloudy mix that you're still seeing all around you. I don't think you've seen this before, so please make an insight check.
Okie dokie. $19.
Okay. You would be comfortable in assuming that this is the actual weather is nice, sunny and clear for the most part, but this, what you're actually experiencing, is interfering with that in magical and non-natural ways, and that it will persist.
No, I have a feeling at least one of our two acquaintances are going to alter the weather somehow at some point today. Maybe during the feeding?
I think maybe I wasn't clear enough on that. You're still currently experiencing the icy maelstrom. I've called it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
That you entered the space, and then that soon after is when the dragon attacked you guys.
Okay.
And what you'd gather from this Druidcraft is that it looks like that will be persisting, but that
Is it kind of like lair stuff? Like
yes.
Because the dragon resides here.
Oh,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Something magical is creating this weather effect, and that it's not the actual weather that's happening once you were to get outside of the area.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that we're doing here before we head out?
I don't have a golden chalice yet, so I can't cast Hero's Feast.
Aster, would you like me to also prepare locate object? Do you think we would need multiple casts?
I mean, it could be helpful. I didn't know you prepared spells, Icarus.
Do I not?
That seems new.
Maybe. I don't know. Everything I've done is kind of just go with the flow, so I don't really know how my magic works, I gotta be honest. Most of it's a given.
Well, it seems like you're learning and changing, and that's really interesting.
Right. What do I want to get rid of though?
I'm gonna lift up one of his ears to see if anything has changed about him that I haven't noticed.
You get another tattoo.
Icarus, has anything changed about your look or demeanor that you would say is obvious? That's not a leading question. It's an honest question.
Not too much, but I do have a small, maybe joke-ish thing. But you know that scene where like Captain America comes out of the machine? Just a little bit of that.
Okay.
Just a little bit more himbo attitude.
Himbo rather than bimbo. Got it.
Yep.
Right. Spunk, you are able to lead the way to this area that your tribe would normally place offerings of food. Did you guys decide that you wanted to take other people with you, or is it just you?
I mean, I feel like the other people delivering the food would make it easier to go undercover, so it doesn't look like we're doing it and then running, you know. But that's my personal opinion. Also, maybe not like I look different, but more of like an air of confidence that I didn't have earlier.
What kind of armor does Icarus wear?
I wear studded leather.
And the rest of you?
Also
wear-
leather.
I wear mithril half plate.
Serpent's tail.
Serpent's tail?
Serpent scale.
Oh, serpent scale.
Scale
Okay.
armor.
So scale armor and mithril half plate, and then 2 leather wares. So I just want to set the expectation. If you are going to sneak into a place, those 2 are gonna have to go in naked, because there is a snowball's dick chance in hell that they make it past a dragon's senses without it realizing.
Well, the mithril plate is quiet.
But she shines like a fucking lighthouse on the coast. Look at her.
It's
Why
not
do you
her
think I
fault
have
she's
40
pale.
blankets? Also that. But I'm
That's
also
what the
wearing all of the
blankets were
blankets.
for?
Yes, I'm just covering myself. I am an amorphous blob of blankets
Okay,
with
sure.
2 eyes and 2
Sure.
big ears.
Okay, I will
I
bring you
also
there.
just-
and-
I also did.
I think you were
prepare
about to say my
something
next
that-
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did prepare something that helps us stick to the shadows a little bit.
I can summon a horse.
Oh yeah, those are real quiet. Do they have like wool hooves or something that you can clip clop like silently into the dragon's lair you are going to go into?
Oh, I didn't think it was helpful. I just wanted to say it.
Oh, okay. I used to have a goldfish, and then I ate him. I feel closer to you already, Icarus. After we share these intimate moments together.
I feel like I can just picture you like taking one step closer and then saying, "I feel closer already."
Oh, if you think I have any idea what personal space is, you're mistaken.
That is also something we have in common.
He says from this far away. And his eye all the way open.
All right. So after about 2 hours of banter-filled walking, you will see again the mist and cloudiness of everything around you makes it very difficult to see more than about 300 feet or so. But with Spunk leading you guys, you'll get to a spot where you actually start to see mounds of humongous bones. Spunk, this is familiar to you. You know that this is not the food that you normally bring, but whatever else the dragon has been eating that it finds for itself. But not far from this landmark that you guys use is the area that you place your offerings as well, which is mostly empty because you can assume that the dragon eats whatever you bring for the most part whole. these bones, as you get closer, are riddled with massive slash marks. And the places where they are broken, you can tell they were not like crushed or shattered, they were cut. And this is where you can begin to look for this entrance. Spunk, you would have a vague idea of a direction from here to find said entrance, given what Bone Carver has told you before. But you will all need to make a collective investigation check still to find it. The DC will be lowered since Spunk is somebody who knows the area and has been given a description, and you will all have advantage.
We're not gonna. You said advantage.
Well,
Yes.
fuck.
It got worse. It got worse.
0.
It went from a 3-1 to a 1-1.
Nice.
Okay, 17. Not bad.
Yeah, we kind of lost our intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Spunk is just a genius.
Wow, that's a rough beat, guys. All right, between
Look, Aster's doing it.
Oh, Spunk
Hey,
on
There you
Spunk.
go. All right,
Good job,
there you
Aster
go.
and Spunk.
You are able to find an unexpectedly small chute, like a tunnel that is a chute into the ground. After about 10-15 minutes of looking, you can see the end of this tunnel going to an open floor area. By smaller than expected, I mean this is clearly not meant for a dragon to go in and out of. It's only about 10-15 feet in diameter and almost perfectly circular. And there's no other defining features about anything else around this area.
When you say
This
it's
is where you
perfectly
feed-
circular, oh,
Yes. Circular, yes. Icarus, what did you ask?
I was just saying, like, and this is where you feed him from? Seems small.
Yeah, well, I've never been here to feed him myself. But yes, this is where we leave the food for him to come and claim it. And then he brings whatever other snacks he finds, in the ocean, on land, wherever the fuck he wants. He's a dragon. Nobody's going to tell him no. Would I know anything pertinent to dragons that would let me know, like, where he's actually coming from versus this tiny little inlet?
Make a history check. Let's find out.
22.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to say dragons in general, no, but you've observed this particular dragon many times in the capacity that you could have, which was basically to at least once in a while see it flying to and from this direction. You may have seen it actually carrying a couple of times, carrying while it's flying like a whale, which would match some of the bones that you've seen outside. And then, but you'd also know for sure that this cannot be where this dragon is going in and out of. There's got to be another in and out somewhere.
Maybe this is just one hole that leads in.
But this does match the description, generic as it was a little bit. This does match the description of the entrance that Bone Carver would have directed you to.
does it seem like it would be enough for like Koth to walk through and utilize? Like maybe it was even magically carved by her or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
it's,
going to ask something similar.
That is a very reasonable assumption. Like I said, it's about 10 to 15 feet in diameter, and it's almost like a perfect circle going into this, and you can see that the space that it ends in is open, more open than what you're able to actually see.
Are there any footprints in the snow or ice nearby?
Survival check.
I would
Yeah.
definitely like to help with that if possible.
Do not forget
Help
we are
me.
in my favored terrain.
That
There you
too.
So we get the advantage,
Yeah,
or is it a bonus?
let me see.
Either way, I'm rolling with advantage.
Oh.
7 or 7.
So the shifting and drifting snow is making it very difficult to find any sort of footprints or other indications of activity.
You know, I don't think we're on ice anymore. I think it's crystal, and you can't leave footprints in crystal.
You can if you try hard enough.
We have to add 2 more to that, so it's a 17 total for me to assist with this because it is my favored terrain.
Okay. You are able to confidently determine that there are no footprints or tracks of any kind in the immediate vicinity other than your own.
Maybe she just floats.
You
Some may
did
just do
also
that.
see, I will throw this into the mix, those of you that saw Macath at all saw that she was in fact riding the dragon.
Okay.
She might not have legs. That's what I got from that.
It's a fair
Well, I'm
assumption.
pretty sure I remember she had legs.
She was completely intact in that manner.
Yeah.
I like that in this moment, Icarus would be like, well, Aster, no offense, but you don't have the best memory, as she's the one with the perfect memory. And she's just like, I'll let him have it.
Yeah, at this point.
We could always just go through this tunnel if your goal is to look for the dragon. We don't have to find where it goes inside. You just need to get inside, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that we could leave the food out here and just walk in this way. Maybe.
Has the food from yesterday been consumed at all?
You'd be able to tell that it's been partially consumed.
Okay, well, leave the food there. It doesn't matter because he hasn't finished eating the previous food we made. So let's just crawl in through his back door, all the way up through his lair's anus, and find this dragon so we can get you out of here. Because this place gives me the wheelies.
I agree with that sentiment.
Right?
Would you
This
like me
place
to
is
go
horrible.
first? Or
I'm going to have shiver poops for a week just from the fear of looking at this place.
I guess I'll walk first. Just because I don't know.
Perhaps Aster can help us walk a little bit more quietly once we get to the door.
I think I was unclear with the description again. I'm very sorry,
Not
guys.
door, the tunnel. Once we
This
get
is-
close to the tunnel.
When I said it goes down, I mean like it's a
like
slide.
Down. We're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Well, not fall.
Not,
but
not straight down, but like at an angle
Oh.
you would like
Yeah, it's-
slide in.
It's gonna be like a slide. Let's do that. That sounds fun. Ready?
But a silent slide, right?
3, 2, 1. You first. Push.
Yeah. It's like-
Pushes me down.
Okay, it's like, oh, okay, we're already going really quickly. So, Cast Festival of Traits is like trying to stay within like 30 feet of everyone. So maybe going in like the middle, like, hoping to God we don't like fall into somewhere loud.
I can technically fly. I just don't think it's worth it.
How well lit is this cave thing that we just climbed into?
Da. You can see that it is dimly lit, but you can also see occasional billows of mist and fog at the ground level.
Good to know.
Okay.
I can also fly it now because it's dim.
So is everyone going in?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, once my brother got pushed into the slide, I would have just like stumbled after him in my heap of blankets.
Okay, so at the bottom, you will be in an unusually or maybe unexpectedly, not unusually, because you don't know, unexpectedly clean cut rectangular box space at the end of this tunnel. And much like actually Skyreach Castle, the ice that makes up this place is in a very clean, crystalline condition. There's nothing else in this space but a hallway taking you forward. And I think that's a perfect place for us to wrap up for tonight. And we will begin in the dragon's lair next time. So,
Any secret
Oh
tunnel?
boy.
yeah.
Secret tunnel.
Thank you.
Secret
Thank you.
tunnel.
I am Bard.
Yup. All right, so that's going to be it for tonight. We'll go around the table one more time, introduce ourselves and our characters. And Bright, you can include your character this time because we know who he is now, or who it is now. Starting with Heck.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's me. It's Heckalot. You know. Tonight I played Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. You can find me on all the social medias at Sir Heckalot, including Itch, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all over the place. It's usually the best place to figure out where I'll be next in the TTRPG space, but I will give you a little preview into what's going on for the next week. Tomorrow, you can find me back here for Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, our Rhyme of the Frost Maiden campaign. We're encountering a dragon in that one too, so I'm scared.
Nice.
We
Right
are?
next door.
Yeah, actually though, like we're canonically about the same spot. On Saturday, you can find me on the Hype Goblins channel playing in our Numenera campaign called Stars in the Stone. Things are ramping up political intrigue, so definitely tune in if you're into that. On the 4th, if you are not celebrating anything for the US holiday, I will be on Lost Caravan RPG kind of all day. I will be a part of the Honey Heist in the morning stream, as well as the Call of Cthulhu stream that night that Turk is running. It's going to be very, very fun. And I will go ahead and shout out the July 10th stream I have going on a Gamer Mom Luna's channel. It is going to be a charity stream for Extra Life, and I'm very, very excited for it. It's going to be a really good time. So stick around. Moving on over to Bright.
Yeah, hi everybody, my name is Bright Dystopia. You can find me on all forms of social media at Bright Dystopia, especially at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Bright Dystopia. Find me this Saturday where I go to Suddenly a Hero's Twitch channel, and I will be playing with Jenna's Online, Bad Gamer Keen, and Suddenly a Hero. Catch me next Wednesday at Nat 20 where I play Against the Tides with Sarah and Franco, Ash and Rabbit as the GM, Ty and Chum. Find me the following Wednesday over at Jenna's Online's channel for some horror games, and that is it for me this month so far. Again, catch me here, I guess, every other Thursday. I do a myriad of TTRPG content all over the place, and come hang out with me on either my Twitch channel or at one of the other Twitch channels that I do all of this stuff at. Thanks. Take it, Hyacinth.
Baya, I'm Hyacinth, and I was playing Icarus. And I feel like every time I play Icarus, since I'm like, there's a secret, and I told everyone, it's like the who's that Pokemon? But you just get closer and closer to learning out what I changed about my character. So today I'm some sort of caster? Question mark? I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. You can find me on Twitter at Andersynth. And this weekend, I'm actually in quite a few games. Tomorrow, I will be in Cold Ham's Warm Heart as a guest star. Apparently, we're fighting a dragon. I had no idea. And then this Saturday, next 2 days, I'm streaming. I will be in a one-shot, The Curse of the Sea Wraith, which we get to be on a boat, which is really exciting. I love water. I have no idea how to be on a boat. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be playing a sea sorcerer, so let's see how that goes. Yeah. Corn Talk.
It's me, Corndog McGraw. You can catch me on the internet at Corndog McGraw or Coach Corndog, depending on what service you're using at the time. I play Juno, who's been an elven cleric this whole time and will continue to be so. You can find me in not very many places anymore. But you can find me in 13 days' time playing Digimon using the Animon story over on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I have a cute little baby Lalamon, which is just looks like ice cream, but also a flower. She's stupid and I love her. And then you can find me 2 weeks from now here. Over to you, Chrissy.
Yes, hello. I'm Chrissy Kritz. I played Ulta Cracknell. Where can you find me? Bi-weekly here on TBK for Module Week. We also have the game with Osera X Franca as the GM or the keeper for Dirt. We also have. You forgot about Dirt, Bright? How dare. Bright will be there for the end of the world in Dirt, so we'll see how that goes. And what else? We also have a fun trip to the Mystery Flesh Pit National.
Hell yeah.
That Corndog McGraw and Bright will also be visiting with me during a Kids on Bikes game hosted by Last HP Hero. Yeah. That's about it. Other than that, I will be hosting and keeping a game over on +1 EXP of Lighthearted with me, Tony, Keegan, and the creator Kurt. So that's going to be a ton of fun over there. Other than that, you can find me on social media at Chrissy Kritz. The end. Your turn, Magic.
All right, I'm that Magic Juice. You'll find me here with this crew in 2 weeks, and every other Thursday they're out until we finish this. It's a very long campaign, I know, but it's been fun and interesting along the way. We will start next time inside the dragon's lair to find Makath and probably other things. I do also run one other long-running campaign on my own channel. It's actually going to be tomorrow. It's usually every other Sunday, but summer and holidays are making things funky, so maybe multi-streams, so you can hop back and forth between the epicness of Cold Hands, Warm Hearts and the most intense encounter that I've ever had to run in D&D ever tomorrow. We're at the pinnacle of a major chapter in that campaign, so it's going to be exciting for sure. For now, that's pretty much it. Thanks for sticking around, everybody, and I hope you're enjoying this campaign. Happy Pride Month. I know today's the last day. Sag, but it doesn't have to
Happy
be
Pride!
doesn't have to be Pride Month for us to be proud and allies and all the things. So
The last 5 minutes of Happy Gay Day.
Last hour and 5 minutes until Wrath Month begins.
There you go.
Ready to flex up on.
When does Gluttony
world.
come?
It's November and December. It gets 2
Oh,
months.
that's fair.
There's only 7 deadly sins, so some of them
Excellent.
have to spread.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.